2026. Every block, every ballot, every voice. This ain't left or right. This is right now. OVC. Teachers shaping minds. Vets who stood strong. Gig workers hustling just to get along. Parents, elders, first-time voters in line. Same clock ticking, same moment in time. No dark money whispers. No backroom deals. Daylight choices and the truth that's real. Labels don't own us. We bigger than sides. Accountability lives where democracy thrives.
Our vote counts. Yeah, remember the name. Every voice heard. We don't play no games. From the city to the plains, let freedom resound. Different stories, same future. United we found. Our vote counts. Stand tall, no doubt. Integrity first. Let the people speak loud. From the city to the plains, let freedom resound. Different stories, same future. United we
Clear
found.
facts, no spin. Education unlocked. Breaking down the process from the door to the box. Who earns the trust? Who shows up to serve? Asking the questions. Leaders got nerves. Neighborhoods talking. Town halls packed. Local voices first. Yeah, we built it like that. Different faiths, views, so walking as one. Democracy stronger when we all get it done. Yeah.
Our vote counts, yeah, remember the name. Every voice heard. We don't play no games. From coast to coast, the movement expands. Power in the people, future in our hands. Our vote counts, stand tall, no doubt. When we show up informed, that's what it's all about. Our vote counts, stand tall, no doubt. When we show up informed, that's what it's all
This
about.
ain't no cycle. Nah, this is a standard. Long-term vision. Principles planned from schools to the boards up to the higher seats. We connect the dots from the block to the streets. Peaceful power, respect and demand. Integrity measured by actions, not plans. OVC active, participation mounts. When the people stand ready, turnout counts. Yeah.
Our vote counts, yeah, remember the name. Every voice heard. We don't play no games. From the city to the plains, let freedom resound. Different stories, same future. United we found. Our vote counts, stand tall, no doubt. Integrity first. Let the people speak loud. From the city to the plains, let freedom resound. Different stories, same future. United we found.
Every voice,
Every voice,
every vote.
every vote.
Integrity, inclusion, accountability. OVC.
OVC.
Yeah. 2026. My vote counts. And so does yours.
First of all, where are the people at? Where are the constituents, the voters? Get in here right now. We're doing a town hall. Yes, again. No, I don't care that you have to eat dinner with your family. My dinner is still cooking. Come on over, come on in. How does that song go? Pull up a seat, take a load off your feet. Shania Twain. Come on over, come on in. Run up these likes. My candidate is here, okay? So I am going to let her up. Cause I ain't got time. All right. I don't have time. Cortney.
Hello.
Hello,
Okay.
Cortney.
Now, I know I messaged about my background. I was having issues. TikTok never got back to me. I'm hoping you can help me with my background.
Listen, I have a full slate of candidates who have trouble with TikTok. I'm afraid I'm all full Courtney. Sorry.
Oh gosh, it's not just me.
Is this your first TikTok live?
It is.
I
I mean, I practiced. I tried. I really tried. I practiced.
Lord help these children.
I tricked a few people. Well, you're the one who told me I had to download this app. Originally, you were like, "You've got to get TikTok," and I was like, "But I'm resisting it with every bone in my body."
I have been bragging about how I somewhat narrowly convinced you to run for office.
Yes, you did.
Yes, I did. So I feel like I am responsible for you being here. So yes, I will help you. I will help you, Courtney.
Thank you so
Oh, you
much.
twisted my arm. Okay.
Oh, thank God.
So you received the background, right? You got the
Yes,
background.
I've downloaded it onto TikTok.
So you go into well, first you have to turn your camera on. Do you know how to turn your camera on?
I can't. I mean, I'm on my phone. I'm in on my phone.
Oh my gosh.
Okay.
So many steps, Courtney. So many steps.
I know. Okay. All right. All right.
You see
I'm
at the
in-
bottom of the
I'm-
screen?
I'm
where
in the
it's-
effects.
Oh, yes. But
Green screen.
You have to turn your
Now
camera
it's-
on too. See.
I did not have this option before.
Do you see the? There you go. Oh my God!
See, I really tried to do my homework. Don't make fun of my hair. I tried to put some curlers in it, and I look like Dolly Parton now. Hallelujah.
Well, you look fine. What's the
Thank
problem?
you. Thank you so much. Thank you.
You're welcome. Oh my God! But you got it. Okay, I didn't even need to do anything. Okay.
Well, I just didn't. I was worried because I didn't have this option. Everything was in front of me before. So
Okay.
I had to
Well,
be hooked up to the panel to get it to work.
What I am now going to need you to do, Courtney, listen very
Yes.
closely, is share this
Yes.
TikTok live with your
Yes.
followers.
I was doing that before I joined. Let me get some more people on here.
Let the people know Courtney is here and she is running for Congress.
I'm here, baby.
Serious business. This is
Business.
serious business.
We're on
Baby.
business here.
And she's an independent candidate. She don't like them
Yes.
parties.
You know what? I can't
Don't
do it
like them
anymore.
parties, honey.
Can't do it. No, not anymore. Cannot.
Listen, those people on Threads. I love Threads, by the way. I love it.
I do too.
But my gosh,
It's
people
left
are so
on left on Threads.
Yeah. The Democrats are so serious on Threads.
They
My
really are.
goodness.
They really are. And then it's like a whole identity crisis. Today, one person was like, "You're not a centrist, you're a leftist." And the centrist was like, "No, I'm a centrist." And I'm like, you can't argue with somebody on their identity. You can't just support their progressive ideas.
Yeah,
It's
just see
okay.
what they're about. My gosh. I can't support one of them greedy leftist socialist Democrat
Right.
hipster doofus. Like, oh my gosh. Okay.
They're out here supporting progressives. Just get with their message. It's okay. They don't have to go full leftist yet.
People don't even know what it is
They
anyway.
don't. I didn't know what it was until I got on Threads.
Well,
Okay.
all right, everyone. Enough shenanigans. Enough shenanigans. I'm famous for my shenanigans. Hello, everyone, and welcome this evening to Our Vote Counts TikTok Live Town Hall. Tonight we are featuring the stylings of Miss Cortney Peterson
I think
from Ohio. We're just two Ohio gals just sitting here chatting. We're both
Yeah.
Ohio born and bred.
yes.
She is running for the U.S. House of Representatives out of District 11, my district, her district. Oh my
The
God.
The land.
The Land. Yes, it houses The Land, one of the, is it the second largest city in Ohio? Or is Columbus the first largest city?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, whatever.
I think so.
Cleveland
I
is
think so.
there.
By population, yeah. Mhm.
LeBron James was born in District 11, by the way.
Right.
If anybody wants to know. But tonight we're speaking with Courtney. She's an independent candidate, and we're going to be talking about her background, her vision for the district, and of course, taking your questions live. You may leave your question in the chat and I can read it. You don't have to hit the multi-guest option, but if you want to, you can hit the multi-guest and you can come up and you can ask her yourself. Also, if you are in the audience, we might have a moderator or two down there who will be if you get out of line. So please be kind. Please be kind. Use your library voice. Your library voice, okay? And your manners. Mind your manners. Also, Ms. Cortney, for you, use TikTok-friendly language.
Okay.
That means no, you can't say butthead. Well, maybe you can say butthead, but no dirty talk, dirty language. No, you know, you got to say pew pew instead of GUN. You got to say
Okay.
AB instead of ABORTION. Things
Okay.
like that. You
Okay.
can't say you can't say the MJ word. You have to say MJ or trees.
Okay. What about the G side? We
You
don't
would
say
have
G.
to say G side.
Okay.
And I
Even-
country and J people and oh my gosh, okay. It's crazy. It's crazy, but we want to protect our account, but also yours. We want you to be able to get on TikTok Live some more
Yeah.
and talk to people. Our Vote Counts is where we are. Our Vote Counts is a nonpartisan coalition of citizens from diverse states and backgrounds, united by a shared commitment to empowering voters and promoting candidates who stand for integrity, inclusion, and accountability in the upcoming elections. Our Vote Counts is more than a name. It's a promise. It's a movement and a rallying cry for democracy. Together, we are shaping the future, one informed vote at a time. Thank you for joining us this evening. Cortney Peterson is who we are speaking with. She grew up in Ashtabula, Ohio. She is raising two it says right here, extraordinary young men. And I assume that's true.
Mm-hmm. It is.
She has 12 years of nursing experience and takes great pride in building strong relationships and delivering exceptional care. She is running for the 11th District U.S. House of Representatives. There are 4 Democrats and 3 Republicans running for the seat of Shontel Brown. That is who currently holds the seat. Representative Shontel Brown. The 11th Congressional District is located entirely within Cuyahoga County. That's crazy. That's crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Making it one of the few single county congressional districts in the state. It is fully, so LeBron James was not born in the 11th. He was born in Amelia Sykes district. That's Amelia Sykes.
Akron. Yeah.
I was totally wrong. I'm so sorry. I will flog myself after this. It is a fully urban district with a population of about 759,000 residents, me being one of them. The area has a median household income below the state average and a poverty rate of around 20%. Bananas. Bananas. So, Cortney, for those meeting you for the first time, please tell us more about yourself and why you decided to run for office.
Yeah. So, I mean, you got the gist of it. I'm a nurse and a mom. That's, been my identity for the last almost 16 years for the mom thing. The nurse thing, the last 12 and a half years, I've been a voice for the underdog my whole life. When I was young, I was always like tall and big, and then I stopped growing at a young age. So I'm not real tall and big anymore. Well, I'm not real tall anymore. So, but I still kept my voice for the underdog. So I've always been a humanitarian and grew up just wanting to serve people, always wanting to take care of people. And then when I became a mom, it was just like a natural transition to being a caretaker. And so I became a nurse. And at the end of October, I had to have a stent placed in my brain. I've got this rare disorder where I get too much fluid built up in my brain. So they had to put a stent in it. And I was like largely in a political coma for my whole life. Always leaned to the left, always a humanitarian, never ever voted Republican in my life. But never really found my political identity until I was recuperating from my surgery, because this was the first time in 15 years that I had to take a break from working and actually just rest.
Mm-hmm.
And so I'm watching the news, and my neighbors are in line at the food banks because the president has shut down access to food.
Yep.
And I'm like, this has got to be an act of treason. This has got to be, I mean, this is obviously tyranny. This has got to be a crime against humanity. Why is this guy still in office? Why isn't Congress impeaching this guy? And then I started doing a little more research and started hearing a little bit more about, the infiltration of certain nations into our Congress. And then I started researching a little bit more into our specific representative. And I was like, yeah, I think somebody else is going to have to step up to protect my neighbors and to protect our children, because we've been compromised. And so that was it. That was when I made my decision, because I was like, not on my watch. I would never. My friends and neighbors would never be out there on my watch. I mean, I'm one person, but there's no way I wouldn't be up there fighting harder to remove these people from the administration. So that was when I made my decision to run.
And there you were on Threads, just minding your business.
Yeah. Minding my business. Like, man, I swear I might as well just run, because what is happening out here? And people were like, you really should. And I was like, man, it's the millennials' time. I think it's our time.
Well, I mean, yes. I mean, I'm still the Generation X. We got a little bit of energy left in us.
Sure.
A little bit.
For sure. Definitely.
A little bit.
Definitely.
But yes, it is the millennials' time. Very proud of you youngins running for office. So, Cortney, I have an icebreaker for us. Since we're both Ohio gals, what's your favorite typical Ohio thing to do ever? Like, I gotta go to Cedar Point every year, or I gotta go to Cuyahoga. What is it? The falls. What are the falls?
I don't know.
Chagrin Falls. They have actual falls in Chagrin Falls.
Chagrin Falls? Oh, I lived in Chagrin Falls for a little while.
Yeah,
I should know that. Chagrin Falls was beautiful.
Or you gotta ride the train, the Cuyahoga Valley National Park. You gotta ride the train. What's your favorite typical
The Ohio thing? 'Cause I can't
do
do Cedar Point because I get real motion sick. Cannot do it. I just ride. You know what though? I do love to go there and just ride the Skylift. I just like to do that the whole day while my son rides the rides. My Ohio thing that I like to do, because I'm from Ashtabula, is the the covered bridge tour, where you go in the fall and you go and check out all the different covered bridges and you get cider. And so, just all the fall y'all stuff.
Yes, we do have a lot of those things in Ohio, the apple orchard festivals and the corn festival and the pumpkin festival.
and a lot of like the wine. We have a lot of wine country around here, so
we do,
a lot of good wineries.
Cheese and my goodness.
Yeah, it's actually pretty rich around here for.
Why would anyone want to leave this place? Oh, right, the snow.
The snow. Yeah, that's a bummer for some people. I don't mind it, but I don't have to work. I don't have to work out in it, so.
Well, yeah. I don't mind it because I work from home, so.
Exactly. Me too.
Yeah. So if I have to leave my house, then I'm cussing and fussing. But.
Right.
Okay, Cortney, enough of the fun talk, right?
Yes.
We're running for office, Cortney. Let's get down to business. It's going to be categories of questions. Okay. I might throw in a fun question. I might. I'm not known for it, but I might.
Let's get down to the nitty gritty.
Let's start with affordable housing, which is an issue in Cuyahoga County. Very ridiculous housing prices in Cuyahoga County. What role should the federal government play in expanding affordable housing, and which programs would you prioritize to help families and seniors in our district stay housed?
So the federal government actually needs to play a bigger role. There's already legislation in place that's just sitting there right now. That would protect the elderly, and it would protect especially the people with mental health issues to be housed and protected, and to protect them from eviction. So this is a role that, and I do forget the piece of legislation that I'm referring to right now. I could bring it
Listen,
up,
y'all,
but
Courtney knows her
that,
stuff. Okay, I've seen
yeah.
Courtney on TV. Courtney went to the state house and she was arguing with them people at the state house. So
Yeah. So there's some really good legislation in place. So what we have to do is we do have to build some more housing. There is a lot of empty housing right now. In Cleveland, a lot of the housing is not up to code. And so we're not going to be able to put people in some of the housing that's here. It's not going to be safe. It's going to be moldy. It's going to be subpar. It's a lot of, even my home that I'm living in right now, the wiring isn't up to date. There's a lot of older homes in Cleveland because it is a historic area. So we are going to have to put money into building newer homes. So that is one of the bills that I would support. And I think it was Padilla who put it in. I'm so sorry. Do you mind if I take a quick look?
Go ahead.
Okay.
I will just remind the people that Cuyahoga County has some of the highest property taxes in the state.
Yes.
And some of the worst housing in the state.
Terrible. Yes. Senator Alex Padilla introduced the Housing for All Act of 2025. So it supports the Housing for the Elderly program, housing for people with disabilities, investment for partnerships for low income people. So it's got protections for all of the people who really need housing and the people in Cleveland specifically, because we do live in one of the poorest districts in the nation. So this type of act would directly affect Cleveland, and it would put those protections into place. And we have a large homeless population in this area. If you drive downtown, you don't see it as much in the winter because, people do seek shelter, but especially in warmer weather, you see a lot of homeless people in Cleveland, and it breaks your heart. So this type of act would be proactively targeting people who don't have the resources to get these homes. And while we're building homes, we also have to target the private equity firms who are buying up all of this single family homes, because that happened when I was searching for a home in Mayfield. I was searching in anywhere I could find it in 2021, which is when the buyer's market was insane. I mean, it was so hard to find a home. I put a bid in on probably, I think it was like 15 to 18 homes, and they were all being bought for cash. And looking back, I know they were all being bought by these Wall Street or, the private equity firms, because they would go right back on the market for $50,000 more than what they sold for. So that's the other thing. We also have legislation in Congress right now that's just sitting there to protect against it. And actually, there was something that President Trump mentioned last night that I haven't looked into yet. He mentioned legislation about stopping Wall Street from buying more single family homes. And I haven't looked into it more. That sounded a little more progressive than I anticipated from him.
Listen, Courtney, please.
Yeah, well, I know.
It's his fault.
I know.
It's
I was really genuinely surprised to hear that from him. So I wanted to look into it because I forget. I'm so sorry. Again, I forget.
He rolled back the protections in Dodd-Frank, because Dodd-Frank was a piece of liberal legislation. So he rolled back the protections.
Yeah,
so
yes.
The corporations could come in and the banking protections, they could come in and buy whatever they wanted. And so they started doing that. And so now the housing market is cooling down. It's cooling down. We might have been, we're trying to fend off a crash. It's like, wait a minute. Maybe I should make it easier for people to buy homes.
Yes.
People who actually want to buy a home.
Yes. And it was something ridiculous. Like, I think he said less than 1,000 homes or something. I like I said, I didn't research it yet. But
research it.
Senator Merkley introduced the End Hedge Fund Control of American Homes Act. Act, which is another bill that I would support as soon as I get to the House. It's just sitting there. It would subject hedge funds to $50,000 per single home tax penalties, and it would actually hold these hedge funds accountable for all of these single family homes that they're buying up. So there's two parts to what the federal government can do to improve the housing crisis that we're facing right now. I mean, I'm sure there's more than two parts of it, but those are the two major things that I can think of right now off the top of my head.
And so Mayor Bibb wants to make Cleveland one of those walkable cities, those 15-minute cities where everything you need is within a 15-minute walk.
Mm-hmm.
But that would require building more homes, number one. But the city itself has all of these building codes that would make that difficult.
Mm-hmm.
All of the cities, like I live in Shaker Heights, building codes up the wazoo, making it very difficult to even remodel a home. How would you work with local governments and nonprofit developers to increase affordable housing while preventing displacement and protecting longtime residents when you have to deal with these various cities that have their own little governments, and they have these strict building codes? Like some you have to have a garage. You have to have a driveway. And based on the size of the house, it either has to be a 2-car garage or a single car. You have to have so much sidewalk space. We have sidewalks in Cuyahoga County. You have to have so much street space. It's ridiculous. How would you, at the congressional level, work with these people to make sure people aren't being displaced, but that people are actually able to build if they want to?
Sure. Now, is this something, do you know that the people actually want this, or is this just something that Mayor Bibb is imposing on people that, this is his big idea? Because that would be the first question I would ask.
I don't think people really understand what it means to be a walkable city, right?
Sure.
So, and we know that Cleveland is a food desert. It's not a healthcare desert. You could throw a rock and hit, Cleveland Clinic or University Health Care. But it's a food desert. So if you're saying you're going to make it a walkable city, that means you're going to be putting grocery stores up, right?
Mm-hmm.
That means for the entire city, not just Midtown and downtown, which seems to get the most attention, but all of the area, all the way out by the lake, Bracknell, that area is neglected. Over here in the Lee Road area, the South area, that's also neglected. That means you're going to be, you're talking about the entire city.
Right.
Not just the parts that people, feel safest in.
Right. And Cleveland is huge. It's huge. And so there's a lot of things that you would have to consider. So the first thing that you would have to do is get everybody together from all of these districts, from all of the wards, everybody who has a stake in it. You have to get everybody together to see what's the temperature on this, because if the people don't want it, if it's not something, you can't force people to destroy and rebuild their homes.
Right.
So
that's what it would take. Yeah.
Yeah. That's just untenable. You really can't expect people to do that, especially, Shaker has some truly historic, beautiful homes that I would not want to see destroyed. And Cleveland, in addition to having, like you said, just all these different areas, there are some extremely old, empty buildings. So you're talking about having to take these down, and what type of demolition is going to be involved in that? We're talking asbestos. We don't even know what is inside of these buildings with a lot of them, because this was a very industrial area for a long time.
Yeah. Oh yeah,
and so things coming in off of the lake. Yeah, we don't know exactly what's being housed in these buildings. So that's a really huge undertaking. So at the congressional level, the federal level, I think it would be a lot of research, and it would be a lot of leadership as far as bringing people together to take the temperature of, is this something that we all want, or does it just sound like a trendy idea?
Yeah.
Because if it's not realistic, you can't, Cleveland doesn't have the money to put into a project like this. It would be more worthwhile to make free transportation to, get the people to the grocery stores that they need to get to. So that's where my involvement would be.
Well, but if they walk, they won't need a bus, Courtney.
Yeah. Yeah, the cost of billions. I don't know. What would the cost be, Oh my gosh. Pros and cons,
My gosh. I'd rather walk than take the bus, says nobody ever.
Yeah.
It seems to me like he's thinking of Cleveland as something other than what it is.
Mm-hmm.
Cleveland does have an aging population,
Mm-hmm.
and a lot of young people are leaving the city. They're going to college elsewhere and not coming back. And it's because of number one, the nightlife is terrible. Number two, it costs so much money.
Yes.
To live in in Cuyahoga County. It
Mm-hmm.
costs so much money. Okay, so at the federal level, there's no real control over property taxes, right? But we know in Ohio, property taxes are used to fund public schools.
Mm-hmm.
So if we were to receive maybe more funding from the federal government for public schools, you think that would affect the property taxes? What's your thought on that?
My thought on property taxes and school funding, I hope I answer your question because I've got a lot of thoughts on this.
I knew you would.
I think that the way that our public school funding works is completely unfair. We've got so many underserved districts in Cleveland. I live in a district with, really high, really high taxes, and we've got a great school district. But that doesn't mean that the districts with lower taxes deserve to have a lower quality education. So I am of the mindset that Ohio collects all of the taxes from the state and distribute them evenly because all of the kids in this state deserve the same level education. And as far as federally, we need to get the Department of Education back on track. We need to get it. I don't know if it even exists anymore at all. I know they've done their best to dissolve it.
The civil rights component still exists, but the other components have been shuttered and kind of spun off into other agencies.
The IDEA, is that what you're saying still exists?
No, well, the
civil rights.
Yeah, is that what it's called? Is it called the
Well, my son, my 4-year-old benefits from that because he's on the spectrum. So when I say,
this is the part that handles civil rights complaints from school districts and from students and from parents and all.
Yes, those are the protections that the kids with special needs get.
Yeah,
that's what provides the protections for kids with learning disabilities and what allows for the IEPs to be implemented and the civil rights of kids. All kids, civil rights especially, but it especially helps kids with special needs who may not have a distinct, or how do I say this? It's not real evident what their disability is,
have one of those invisible disabilities.
Yes, exactly. Yeah. So it's, I'm glad that they haven't gotten rid of that altogether yet, but I know that they're trying to get rid of everybody's civil rights right now. So,
but you mentioned that you see Ohio as collecting all of the property tax money and distributing it equally, which it does not do. And it has been sued multiple times, which has gone to the Ohio Supreme Court. And they've said, hey, do this thing that you're supposed to do because people are being deprived of a quality education because of the way you all distribute property taxes. Nothing has been done by the Ohio legislature.
Yes.
What do you see as if you get into Congress, do you think that is something you can ameliorate at the federal level, forcing the states to provide quality education for every student equally?
I don't. So there's certain things that I have tried to think about. How does the federal government use its arm and leverage over the states? Because right now, what they're trying to do is remove the leverage and let the states just handle everything.
Right.
So how does the federal government apply pressure to the state? So I haven't thought about any legislation specifically yet on ways to force Ohio, to apply the taxes equally. There could be some creative ways to do it.
Because it's not the only state that's doing it.
Absolutely.
It's not alone in that.
It's happening in a lot of places, especially all of these underperforming places and all of these states that are, pushing private education and charter schools, especially
And the voucher program.
the voucher programs.
Mhm.
They're taking away money from the public schools. So I would need a minute to think on creative ways to apply that pressure.
Okay.
From the federal level.
All right. Well, we will move on.
Sorry.
No. Courtney, I do not expect you to have all the answers. I don't. I don't have all the
I
answers.
should have prepared.
None of us have all the We don't have all the answers, Courtney. There are people who are doing the job right now that you want to do who have no idea.
Yeah.
Not even one.
Yeah.
No clue whatsoever.
Right.
We saw them last night. Anyway. Many workers in our district are employed full-time but still struggle to afford basic needs. These kitchen table issues that they call them are going to be at the forefront of people's minds these midterms. What policies would you support to ensure wages truly reflect the cost of living in our district?
Absolutely. So, the federal minimum wage has not moved in 16, 17 years. So obviously the federal minimum wage is going to have to go up because the states are not taking the initiative to do it themselves. The federal minimum wage has to increase. So far, what I have found to be the most comprehensive and pragmatic approach is Bernie Sanders' $17 minimum wage to start and to roll it out over a number of years, which a $17 minimum wage would really help. But I think that raising the minimum wage needs to be paired with a basic universal income. Okay. And a lot of countries are doing that. And I think it was Representative Rashida Tlaib. Am I saying her last name right? Tlaib.
Yeah.
She has proposed a really great act where families with children would receive essentially, I think it's around $450 a month for each child as a universal basic income. And every time a child is born, you receive $2,000 as, just an investment for that child. And I did the math, and based on the number of children that were on the last census, it would be like $35 billion a year to have this universal basic income for families with children based on the number of children in the United States. You know what that would cost us? Like, that would be what we send to a certain foreign nation, plus cutting out part of the ICE budget, or cutting back on our defense budget, which is extremely bloated.
Why would you want to do that?
Yeah. So it's just a matter of priorities. We can afford to raise the minimum wage, and we can afford a universal basic income. We can afford to do both if we reprioritize the federal budget, because we can cut so much waste out of our budget right now.
Someone wants to know, what about people who do not have children?
Sure. And there's other things that we can do as well for universal basic income for people who don't have children. I don't know if her legislation talked about people without children, but I know one of my peers, another independent candidate, he is also proposing a universal basic income, and I forget the amounts, but I know other candidates are proposing at least $150 a month as a universal basic income for every person in the States, just as a something to help with groceries, something to help with the bills, your cell phone, whatever it is, to help with anything. Because for the average American, $150 can make or break you.
Yes. Well, I'm thinking of myself as a homeowner who lives in Shaker Heights, who has 2 kids, one in college, and $150 is usually what my kids spend on takeout for a month. So I'm thinking I would probably need about $300 to $450. I'm saying.
We'll see what we can do. We'll see what we can propose to get them to pass. I don't know.
It's not enough. It's never enough. Oh God. But yeah, for the most basic, but there would also, I think, would have to be a decrease in the cost of basic goods, right? Your sundries like socks and deodorant and things of that nature. Because you go to the store, you go to like CVS, and you got lotion and you got toothpaste and a toothbrush, and that's $60, $70, $80. It's
Maybe
insane.
once we get rid of these tariffs.
Yeah, the cost of everything has gone up so high that I feel that just wouldn't be enough. Not that that's not a good idea. I mean, I've heard you're not the first candidate we've talked to who has proposed that, by the way.
Mm-hmm.
But it just seems like there's no right amount because everything costs so much money in this country.
It does.
From higher education to healthcare to, you want to take a lift somewhere, you want to buy, like I have plants. Plants cost a lot of money. Plants grow outside.
Mm-hmm.
Why are plants expensive?
Mm-hmm.
Water, electricity.
Yes. And then, and those are going to keep getting more expensive with these data centers, but we're not getting into that yet. But, and then once these suppliers find out people are getting a universal basic income, are they just going to hike the prices up anyway?
Exactly.
So that's where the federal government can also, if we get enough progressives in there, can also come in and say, you're not going to price gouge the people just because they're getting a fair income now. So that's, go ahead.
Our district has a pew-pew problem, a GUN problem, right?
Yes.
Which safety measures do you believe would be most effective in protecting families and communities in our district?
So first and foremost, the ban on assault weapons and extended magazines, that's a no-brainer. I think everybody should be able to get behind that. I don't know why certain, people haven't been able to get behind that ban, assault weapons and extended magazines. Absolutely not. I also am a huge proponent of the Johns Hopkins, it's called the FPL, the Firearm Purchasing License.
Oh, I haven't heard about this.
It's like a comprehensive guide that Johns Hopkins has put out. And their proposal is basically to make America much safer. It's like common sense gun laws, but a little more comprehensive. So you're going to do in-person application. You're going to have a waiting period, which is huge because a lot of gun violence and most gun violence. Oh, I'm so sorry. Most of the pew pew violence. Pardon it. Most of the pew pew things that are.
It sounds silly, but yeah.
No, you're right. I'm not very good at that. I'm so
No, it's
sorry.
okay.
Most of that is done to the self
Right.
on impulse.
Right.
So the cooling off period, the waiting period is huge. That can prevent a lot of issues. So they also propose that waiting off or that cooling off period or the waiting period. And I think that they propose a 30-day waiting period, which I think is fair. So they've got in-person application. They've got a waiting period. They also have a thorough background check. I propose that you have to pass the FBI and BCI fingerprint checks that teachers and nurses have to pass, because if you can pass a check to be around children, I think you're probably safer to be around pews.
Lawyers have to pass that too.
Who's that?
Lawyers have to
Lawyers?
pass that when we apply to
Yes.
take the bar exam.
Yes, because it means you don't usually means you don't have any domestic violence or any of those kind of charges against you.
Right.
They also have a pew safety training requirement so you have to prove that you've done a safety training, and then you also have to prove that you have a safe way of storing it, a safe storage. So those are also things that I support. So being able to do that, all of those in combination would make a huge difference. And it sounds like a lot, but it's really all common sense. The training, the waiting period, the application, the in-person application to prove that you are who you say you are, and the background check to make sure you don't have any DVs or, major crime in your background. Those are things that I fully get behind. And I think in Ohio now, I think it's maybe ranking member Hudson Hicks. I always get her name reversed. I'm so sorry. She's an Ohio senator. I think she just proposed legislation where there's going to be a penalty if you don't report your lost pew. Because because that can cause a lot of issues if you have your pew stolen or misplace it, and people use that in a crime, or
Right.
if the authorities are alerted, they can look for it and then potentially prevent an injury. So that's good legislation too.
And we know in Ohio we have pretty liberal. That's the only liberal thing about Ohio.
Oh,
are the
yeah.
pew laws.
Ohio is crazy easy to get those. You can just get one at an online auction.
Yeah, you can. It's so easy. I have considered it. I'm not against it, but I'm also not rushing to do it because I just feel like it feels like I'm anticipating something, and I don't want to live like that, but everybody's got one. Everybody's doing it, Cortney.
I have one. I am one. I am a
You are
owner. Yeah.
okay.
I've got a biometric safe, so nobody can get in it unless they've got my fingerprint.
Nice.
Yeah. And it's just the one, and it's just, if they get past my dogs, then they can get through me next, and they're not
practice. Do you go to the range?
I try to stay, I try to stay
sharp?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, Cortney.
Just a little bit, just to.
Yeah. Now that we have we got the stand your ground law. Let me not get in your way, Cortney.
Well, as a single mom, you gotta do what you gotta do, and the only reason is because I've been through some scary situations where I grew up, and so I can't take any risks.
Someone wants to know, what about the illegal pews that are on the streets? Those are the real problems, not the registered owners. And while you answer that, please excuse me, I have to turn off my dinner. I will be right back. But while you answer that question,
Sure.
I will just step away for a moment.
Yes, absolutely. So as far as the illegal ones, I am actually in the midst of working with a group called Everytown, learning about what their efforts are, and they are a wonderful group working throughout the nation to try to promote pew pew safety and to get illegal ones off of the streets. So they are implementing programs where you can actually anonymously turn in the pew pews. So that's one way, because a lot of people are afraid to turn in something that they may have found or come across illegally,
Or inherited.
because they don't want to be associated with it. So they're scared to do it. So there are programs coming up where you can turn them in anonymously. So that's something that is, I believe, being implemented now by Everytown. So that's a program that I've been, sitting in on information sessions with, and I'm actually working to try to become one of their gun sense candidates right now, learning more information on how to combat this issue.
Okay, I hope that answered your question, person in the comments. How would you work with local leaders, law enforcement, and community organizations to address pew pew violence as both a public safety and a public health issue, which it is in our district?
Mm-hmm.
It's something it's I think just today maybe there were a couple, and over the weekend there was one or two, and it's pretty heavy here.
It's really heavy. And I don't know. Unfortunately, it has become so normal for us to hear and for us to talk about that I don't know how to reinvigorate this movement. So there would have to be something radical while engaging with law enforcement here locally. It would have to be something where we're going to have to target the youth, because, and I don't know if that's what they're doing now. I know in my son's school, he has never come home and talked about anybody coming to him to talk about pew pew safety or getting stuff off the street. And we live in a suburb, so it's not a huge issue here. Although we have had a few pew pew
incidents.
Yes, at our local Raising Cane's here, just recently.
Yeah, just recently.
Just
Someone
recently.
was unalived.
And right after that, I've heard nothing about law enforcement coming out and talking to them. So I think it's a matter of we are going to have to go out, and we're going to have to target the schools, and we're going to have to target the youth, and we're going to have to do more outreach directly in the communities, and not just on the news and talk at people. It can't be more talking at people, because it's falling on deaf ears, because it's the same thing every time. Another life lost, another incident. So we're going to have to actually get out on the streets, reach out to people, get into the schools, get this education done, tell people the signs to look for, tell people how to actually safely handle these things, and how to develop relationships with their kids and their kids' friends so that they feel comfortable talking about this stuff.
Okay, thank you for that. Now, moving on to, going back to education. You've said that one of the richest nations in the world should be able to provide free education from preschool through public college and trade schools. What specific federal policies would you champion to turn that vision into a reality?
We're going to tax the rich.
Pew, pew, pew.
I mean, a lot of my policies and issues, a lot of my platform comes back to reprioritizing our federal budget, because I think that that's a lot of the issue that we have. We have the resources. We are not using them wisely. We're doing a lot of wartime activity. We're doing a lot of defense activity. We're not investing in the people. We're not keeping people healthy. We're not educating people. And we're not feeding people. So these are the issues. And that's what we can do to fund education. We are going to have to impose a more progressive tax system. We are going to have to tax the corporations. We're going to have to take back everything from that big, beautiful bill, whatever they wanted to call it. And we're going to tax the corporations. We're going to take back all of those tax breaks that they got to write off their yachts and whatever else. We are going to tax what they're holding over in the Cayman Islands. We are going to tax everything that we can. We're going to have to tax capital gains and dividends, because a lot of exceptionally wealthy people don't have a normal income. Their income is based on what they earn from investments. So we have to start taxing their earnings from their investments as if it were regular income. So we are, as a nation, we're missing out on a lot of tax income because we're not getting our fair share from the ultra wealthy and from corporations. So we can actually get a lot of revenue if we start taxing them appropriately. And so in addition to taxing the ultra wealthy and these corporations, we can redirect a lot of our federal budget. I was trying to research our defense budget, and I know I keep coming back to it because I'm really against this military industrial complex. Mm-hmm. By the numbers that I found, we can cut our defense budget in half and still pay all of our soldiers and still do research and development and still maintain what we have in the arsenals. And we would still be fine by cutting our defense budget in half. So that would still leave us $500 billion to reinvest.
Oh, no, that's not enough. No. We need at least $1 trillion, Cortney. Yeah. Please, this is $1 trillion operation here, Cortney. What are you talking about? That's crazy talk.
That's how I would do it, And there was some really good legislation. Again, I hate to keep piggybacking off of everybody's legislation, but there's so much good stuff that's already on the floor, that's already been introduced, and it's not going anywhere.
Go ahead. Do you think that the federal legislation should have a public comment option where people from, just get a handful of people from a state and just ask them what they think about this proposed legislation?
Absolutely. Absolutely, because we are the electorate. We should have a say in what's going on out there. We love it. I love this. I think it was Rep. Jayapal who put it out there. Doubling the Pell Grants to pay for college. Capping off the tuition rates so that people don't need to worry about paying for college.
Don't need to go into significant debt to pay for it, because that's I got this email the other day because I have my daughter will be 18 on Friday. Yay. But she's, we're trying to decide what college she's going to go to. And I got an email from one of the schools and it said, hey, heads up, these are the changes that are made to financial aid thanks to the big, beautiful bill. And it was, this is capped and this is capped and this is capped. And you have some other options. You could go to a private lender. Now, I could have sworn that the federal government was trying to steer people away from the private lenders when it comes to educational lending, because they take advantage of people. And there have been all of these class action lawsuits. Mm-hmm. And now here it is. Once again, you're steering people to do business with banks because obviously it makes the banks money. Mm-hmm. But it gets the government out of having to possibly forgive loans if they are covering them.
Yes.
Right?
And also, a lot of our Congress men and women are lobbied by the banks.
Yeah. So it makes the money. It makes the money, but it costs us money, you know, the parents and the people who want to go to school. Like, you have a nursing degree, I have a law degree. It was not cheap, but now it's going to cost even more because you have to probably take a private loan now to go to nursing school or law school. And the interest is not going to be like mine was 3%. That's unheard of now.
Yeah. Oh,
You
yeah.
know? And the federal government's just like,
you're on your own. Well, they don't want people to be educated anymore. They want us sick, stupid, and poor.
yeah, that's pretty much how it is. So I have some rapid fire questions for you. I don't know why it took me forever to think of that, but rapid fire, okay?
It's because you haven't had your dinner yet.
I haven't had my turkey chili. Oh, it smells so good. You know, it's Ramadan and I'm like,
Yes.
can't eat until a certain time, and
Yes.
I don't cook if I can't eat. I'm sorry. I don't cook if I can't eat. But what problem keeps you up at night right now?
Palestine.
Okay. Who do you think, what kind of question is that? Who do you think government, oh. Who do you think government works best for today? Like, who does it serve the best?
Yeah, it serves the rich and powerful.
It does, unfortunately. I can't ask you that, but what's one issue you disagree with your own party on, but you're not in a party? You're independent.
I am. Yes.
So what's one big issue you disagree with the Democrats on?
Oh, lobbying. I mean, I don't think that anybody should be able to be lobbied by corporations or foreign nations.
Okay. What's more important, compromise or conviction?
Conviction.
Okay.
That's a tough one. That's really tough.
Yeah,
Because you do
it
have
is.
you. I know it's rapid fire, so I can't get into it more. I can't get into it more.
Thank you for respecting the rapid fire rules. You know, there are people who come here and don't do that.
Yeah, I
They
gotta
just go
respect the
on.
rules.
It's okay. Thank you. Courtney, I appreciate you. I do. Is climate change an economic issue or an environmental one?
Environmental.
Okay. Is healthcare a right or a privilege?
Right.
Okay. Well, we already covered that. Should the filibuster be reformed or abolished?
Abolished.
Okay. Has Congress become too powerful, too weak, or just ineffective?
Ineffective.
What is, well, oh no, I like this one better. Is money speech, Courtney?
No. Citizens United.
You're hilarious. I love it. When should the U.S. intervene militarily?
When we are getting attacked.
Period. Okay. Should members of Congress face age or term limits?
Is that an either or a yes?
Both, or yes or no, or one yes or one no.
Yes to both.
Okay.
I hate to sound just yes, go on.
Yes.
Sorry.
Why should skeptical voters trust Cortney Peterson?
I'm unbought. I have no other motivation than to represent my friends, neighbors, and our children.
Okay, there you go. Woo! That's it for the rapid fire, Cortney. Let's get back to the real tough questions.
Ow!
Let's talk about money and influence in politics, right?
Okay.
What specific reforms would you support to strengthen transparency and limit the influence of special interests?
Let's see. APAC has to register under FARA. And Citizens United has to be, I wouldn't necessarily say overturned, because if we overturn Citizens United, then we risk undermining the Supreme Court's decisions for, the last 15, 16 years. So we're going to have to figure out a way to circumvent it. We have to figure out a way to level the playing field, because, the chance of us actually overturning a Supreme Court decision on that, I don't know how well that's going to fare. So we have to figure out a way to level the playing field and essentially turn all candidates and incumbents into grassroots candidates. We're going to have to figure out a way to get dark money out of politics. Corporations are not people, so they shouldn't be able to throw, unlimited amounts of money into races. And APAC is absolutely acting in the interest of a foreign nation, and they should be registered under FARA. So that's one thing. Can you repeat the question to make sure I answered it?
What specific, well, no, you did answer it. Specific reforms would you support to strengthen transparency and limit the influence of special interests?
Yeah. And also, not being able to lobby after you're out of Congress.
There's something a lot of people don't suggest. That tends to happen. If elected, or when you're elected, rather, how would you ensure that your policy decisions are guided by the needs of constituents in our district rather than donors or political pressure?
I have already pledged not to take a dime from corporations. No crypto, no oil,
no AI pack,
no AI, no nothing, no corporations whatsoever. And no APAC, nothing representing a foreign nation, the interests of a foreign nation. I'm purely a grassroots candidate, and I'm purely here for the people of District 11. So that's how you can count on it. I have no interest in representing anybody except for, like I said, my neighbors, my friends, and our children.
So you're not taking any money from anybody except people like me and people in the audience. You're not taking. So if a union came to you and said, "Hey, Cortney, we'd love to give you about $20,000 if you just say that you would agree to passing this bill or introducing this bill for iron workers or whatever."
So I haven't considered. So, I've been researching the money that maybe my opponent has received from unions, because I support unions. I'm a democratic socialist. I support, unionized movements. However, some of the monies are coming from defense contractors, unions working with defense contractors.
Right.
So I haven't made a decision on unions per se. That's a really good question, and I don't have an answer to it right now, and I apologize for that.
No, that's fine.
Because I would have to look at each union specifically to see what they're doing, what their work is, what they represent. And, you know, like I said, if they're working with defense contractors, that's something I'm vehemently against. So I don't know if I would accept money from unions.
Yeah, I understand. I'm in a union. I'm a civil servant,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm in a union, and they represent other civil servants. So there are unions
Right.
like that who just
Right.
represent the Fed employees and who, you know, want to ensure that we get to, for instance, have religious comp time. That's one of
Yes.
the benefits of being in a union. They
Mhm.
lobbied for us to be able to have religious comp time. They lobbied for us to be able to have parental leave and
Mhm.
things of that nature, and that's something that Democrats support. But now we see a lot of people kind of turning against unions
Mm-mm.
at the federal level, which is it's insane. It really is.
No, I support unions 100%. I just don't know if I would accept money from specific, if that makes sense, you know?
Yeah, yeah. I know, no, I understand. I understand. I do. I get you. So how is your campaigning going? How's the
It's
fundraising going?
the fundraising is slow, but that's okay. That's all right. You know, the campaigning is going well, I think. There hasn't been a ton of door to door in the last few weeks. I had pneumonia so bad. I only was able to start speaking in sentences last week when I was on the
Oh my
state house floor.
God.
That was my first day being able to speak in
And
sentences.
you did a very good job. You did
Thank
a very
you.
good job. Yeah.
But
That's
before that, I had been down with pneumonia for like 3 weeks. So door
my
knocking
God.
has been a little bit slow. It's picking up again now, getting my signatures. So, but
So
other
talk
than
about
that,
that. Talk about the process of getting on the ballot, what Ohio requires of you.
sure. So it was a lot easier to get onto the Democratic ballot if you're running for a party.
Right.
It's like 50 to 150 signatures. Running independent, you have to get I think it was 1% of the number of voters who came out. So it's like 2,200 signatures I have to get on the
Okay.
petition to get onto the ballot. And I've got to get those turned in by the primary to
And
get
what are the restrictions on the signatures? It has to be from registered voters or
registered voters only
Okay.
at either party, unaffiliated or either party. And that's it. So,
Okay. And then, but does it have to be from the district or can it be
oh,
from
yes. And
Okay.
it has to be in the district.
Okay. Okay.
But it's great. Like in where I live, the houses are right on top of each other.
They
So
really are.
that's they really are.
They are where I live at too.
So, you know, and
You
I
know,
could,
you know how they try to shove a bunch of people into the suburbs. Let's get
Yeah.
these working people
Yes,
with some housing.
exactly. In the 50s, that's what they did.
And-
So, so that's great. That's great living around in an urban area trying to collect 200 or 2,200 signatures.
So when you talk to people about your race, your campaign, what's the response that you're getting? Is it favorable? Is it,
Yeah,
oh my
it's
gosh,
favorable.
I can't believe you're running for office, or you're not going to beat that lady Chantel Brown? What's the
I'm getting a lot of positive. I haven't had anybody turn me down yet
Okay.
to sign the petition. So if I know they're a Republican, I say, you know, you don't want all of your money going overseas, you know, which is true. And I know, or you know, I don't, to get onto the ballot, people don't have to be 100% behind my platform per
Right.
se. I can just also say, you know, let's support democracy and get somebody else on the ballot to challenge the incumbent. And some people are like, yeah, let's do it. And they just sign. So
I find that a lot of people don't even know who the incumbent is, which
Yes.
is a problem. But
Mhm.
this district has been Democrat led for decades.
Yes.
Like I think the earliest I remember is Stephanie Tubbs Jones. But it seems like the attitude about that is changing and not for the better. There's a lot of how do I put this mildly? Racism involved.
Yeah.
There's a lot of racism. There's some misogyny as well. People don't want to be led by a woman anymore, but especially a Black woman. And if you go on to, because Chantel Brown, Representative Brown, sat out the State of the Union, and she posted about that. And some news sites picked up the story, obviously, and posted about it. And the comments were just disgusting. They were disgusting.
Yeah.
And it was all racial. It was all racial, which I don't understand. I mean, I racism doesn't make sense to me, but it's also, this woman has been representing you people for several years now.
Yes.
She's been in office. If you all don't like her, why haven't you shown up to the primaries and to the general election to vote her out?
Right.
If you're so unhappy with the Black lady, vote her out.
Right.
Simple as that.
I have blocked people who have shown up to support me on social media. If they make any kind of comment like that, they're automatically blocked, because that is not, you're not, I don't want your support if that's the attitude you have, because that's not accepted anywhere near me, period. That's not, we're running on principles, and that's it.
There are a lot of problems in our district that need real solutions that you could argue with her about, about what's done at the federal level. Real substantial things.
Right.
You don't have to go to race.
Right.
Like, you could actually attack her record of voting in Congress.
Yes.
You could attack her support for that I country.
Yes.
You could, so many things, but they dip to racism, which just says they don't understand it. They don't understand the issues. They don't care about the issues.
Right.
But I'm just wondering what it's like for you to be out there running against a heavy favorite, because she is. And it's not because people show up to vote for her overwhelmingly. It's because people aren't really voting.
Yeah.
People aren't voting, especially in the midterms. It's hard to get people in Cuyahoga County to vote in the midterms.
That's true.
Well,
I will say, I am getting a lot more signatures at rallies. So
good.
I'm showing up at the places, and I don't just show up. Like, the first 4 or 5 rallies I went to, I didn't even take my petitions because I was just there in solidarity. And then I thought, what am I doing? I need to be taking my petitions with me because there's all these people that are like-minded. So take your petition and try to get some signatures. Duh. So I'm not getting really any pushback there, because these are like-minded individuals who are against ICE. They're the same mindset with me, abolish ICE. Whereas she and I don't have that same sentiment. She's kind of danced around the subject a little bit, defund, rein in kind of thing, but not necessarily come out and said abolish. So, I'm around like-minded individuals most of the time when I'm getting my signatures.
So today, it was announced by the Fortune 100 company that was planning to buy the IX Center and create a few hundred jobs in the area, that they were no longer going to do it. So attracting jobs to this district is something that's very difficult. I don't see a lot of new businesses opening up. We have Amazon. Amazon has invested heavily in our district, but those are warehouse jobs, right? I'm talking about maybe white collar businesses, maybe some kind of medical business, some kind of technology company. How do you see your job at the federal level when you get into Congress? How do you see your job as being one where you can help this district attract good paying jobs to the communities that you serve?
Sure. I mean, we're going to have to tap into the resources that we have. What are the skilled laborers that we have? What are the trades that we can really tap into here to attract people? We have a ton of talented people around here. Lots of artists, lots of tradespeople, lots of unions around here too, to be able to attract, like you said, the white collar. Well, no, that's blue collar. Sorry.
No, it's okay.
But we have a lot of good.
We have a lot of blue collar.
Yeah, and we have a lot of good schools around here too to be able to attract the white collar. So we have to tap into the education that's around here. So you have medical school, you have the Cleveland Clinic, you have all kinds of places that these companies and businesses could be, for lack of a better word, poaching, but targeting all of these resources and all of these sources for great candidates, and they could just come here to find everybody that they need. So that's something at a federal level that I would love to help.
When you think about it, there are 2 law schools in this district, right? Mm-hmm. There's a medical school, world-renowned medical school. Mm-hmm. There's the Cleveland Clinic, which is in the top 3 of hospital systems in the country, one of the best in the world. But the jobs, where are the jobs?
Yes.
Where are the jobs? I mean, it blows my mind.
Yeah.
That for an area that has that kind of infrastructure, educational infrastructure, that people are having to leave Cuyahoga County to look for work. People are leaving the state now. Well, the state is experiencing the brain drain, but also the county has been experiencing that for, I would say, about 10 years, maybe even longer. And it doesn't make any sense to me. It really doesn't.
Well, it may also be because of I don't want to blame Republicans, but, Ohio in general has been under Republican control for too long now. So it's not looking like a great place to be for a lot of people in general.
Right.
So maybe if we can get some more blue leadership at the state level as well. But Cleveland has a lot of untapped potential that I think we need to just reinvigorate. And like I said, we just have to highlight all of the really great things we have here. We've got some amazing athletics going on. These high schools are putting out incredible athletes and incredible scholars. Yeah. So there's no reason why we can't attract more businesses. So I don't know if it's just a lack of effort at the federal level, if we're focused on other things. I'm not sure.
I mean, yeah, and the state government does give corporations tax breaks that you and I would never see. We would never see. Oh, we have 2 people in the queue. Cortney, someone wants to talk to you.
What?
Okay. I'm going to have Alice come up first. Hey, Alice, how you doing?
I'm good. How are you guys?
We are good. So you got a question for Cortney?
My question is just fun because I finally caught 2 Cleveland women on the same panel, so I got to do this. And I'm also here to brag a little bit because, as a mom, you like to brag. Well, my son is going to Case Western next year.
Yay!
And we will be in Cleveland a lot more often. I need to know where to go eat. Where do you recommend to go eat? Because I'm about to be there in April for 3 days, and then I'll be a week in August. So I need to know, where do I go?
Oh my God, there's so many places.
What's your 3 favorites?
My daughter works at Brassica, which serves Mediterranean.
Okay.
Like it's Mediterranean, but it's like Chipotle, right? But the falafel is incredible. Oh my gosh. Okay. But you probably want some, you might want some, I don't know, Definitely
Don't call
don't
me
want
Latina.
barbecue here because you're in Texas.
Okay.
You have the best barbecue.
Well,
As you have told
Mediterranean
us
is
many
good.
times.
We love Mediterranean.
I'm trying
What's
to think
going
of
on?
anything out by case. I'm looking it up right now because I have been everywhere.
Well,
And
we're gonna rent a car, so don't worry. If I have to move a little bit, we can do that.
oh
And
man, I
what
had
can I
some
tell you? Do you guys have
amazing.
really cool museums? Do you have
The Museum
what's
of
fun
Art,
to
The
do?
Museum of Art
Botanical
is
Gardens
Okay.
yes.
is over there.
Yes.
The what is it? The Metropolitan Art Museum is over there. The
Okay.
Alice, the cemetery. Okay, the Lakeview
Okay.
Cemetery where
Oh
James A.
yes.
Garfield is buried.
Gorgeous
Okay.
They have
and
his
huge.
mausoleum there.
Yes.
A lot of famous people
The
are buried in that cemetery. A lot of famous
Oh,
people.
it's beautiful over there.
It's gorgeous.
Cleveland
Yes.
is
Really
gorgeous.
go to any of the places in Little Italy if you want.
Okay.
Right, Little Italy.
It's
Yes.
pretty close. I mean, you're gonna find, let's see.
That's
what
up the
are the
street from
places?
Case.
Yeah.
But there's at Case there's Mediterranean, there I think there's Japanese food maybe, there's Chinese, there's Mexican, there's the Starbucks.
We
No,
we don't do Starbucks.
I know. I was just gonna say we're boycotting Starbucks. We're
Oh,
not
I'm
doing
sorry.
that.
Excuse
We're
me.
boycotting. Their black coffee sucks anyway.
But if
There
you
you
go
go.
closer to downtown, there's Middle Eastern on the west side of Cleveland.
Yes.
So much Middle Eastern food. Oh my gosh.
Oh, it's so good.
Shawarma.
Mhm. I'm looking it all up and I'm like, oh, I can't. Oh, these are all so good. Oh my gosh. But if you don't want to go, like you can go down Little Italy and you can get everything you want, like
Okay.
dessert,
Yes.
dinner, everything.
I'm
And if you
excited.
go-
I haven't. Cleveland is one of the states. Ohio's one of the states I have not been to. I've been to 32, but I have not gone to Ohio. So I'm kind of excited.
Wow.
Now I'm not excited about the cold.
When are you coming?
I come in April, first week of April.
Oh yeah,
And
it
then
might be
August will
warm. It might have
might
20
not
inches
be.
of snow.
Yeah. So
You never really know in
Don't know.
April. It could
I don't
actually
know
be
in
a
April.
blizzard. It could be a blizzard. But August is definitely hot.
Yes.
Yeah.
Hot.
I'll tell
Hot.
Ayana that week and be
Yes.
like, Ayana, is there still snow on the ground? Do I need to take a bigger jacket? But I'm excited. I'm my son is making fun of me because I'm Googling about Cleveland and like its history, and he's like, why do you need to know all that? I'm like, I don't know. I just want to know because you're gonna be there.
The food scene is so good. And there was a place that just opened up with
I
like
never leave my house, so I have no
multiple
idea.
Latin restaurants inside. It's like
Ooh.
it's like 65th and Clark or something.
Yes. I know what you're talking about. I know what you're talking about. Yes.
You wrote that down, right, Ayana? Don't forget.
Hang on.
Alice, I plan on forgetting. I plan on.
I know you do.
I'll have to look it up and message you, or send
Okay.
me a message on TikTok and I'll look it up and
Alrighty. I
and
will
let you know
follow
what
you.
it
Don't
is.
worry. But
Have you
thank for
gotten
being
enough
here.
recommendations, Alice? Can we get back
Yes,
to
I
the
think I have.
politics, Alice?
Yes, I wanted to make it fun. I don't get Cleveland a lot, so I wanted to come up here. And of course, I like to brag about my kiddos. So
Yes. Alice is one of our
Yes.
moderators, by the way, Courtney. She's
Oh.
I am. Yes,
Yeah.
I'm one of the
Well,
team.
thanks.
So
Thank you for keeping the
being
trolls
here.
out.
Of
She's all the
course,
way in
yes,
Texas.
Thank you. I am. So, but thank
All
you.
right.
You guys have. Thank you, Courtney, and good luck.
Thank you.
And come back and let us know.
Thank you,
Well,
Alice.
thank you.
See, they love us. They love us, Cleveland, Ohio. Oh, we got another one. Hello, Sianka. Caller number 2.
Hi.
Hello.
Did I win?
Yeah.
You won.
You won the chance to talk to
I can't
Courtney.
believe I won.
Oh my gosh. You were so silly.
Hey, Ayana. Hey, Miss
Bianca.
Courtney. How you doing?
Hello.
What's on your mind, lady?
Yeah, so I love the discussion you were having about Ohio. Is it because that people do not want change? Are they afraid of the change when you want to expand, bring in new jobs and things of that nature. Because it's like having like that small town mentality where they don't want to change. They want to keep it that small town. They want to keep that silo culture. So are they afraid that they're not going to fit in because it's going to be different, not just jobs, but people coming in and, the culture changing, but it's for the better. But do you think it's like a threat to them?
Well,
That's why they don't want to change?
I never really considered that they might be scared of like a new crowd coming in town to follow the, the business. I never really considered that, but you bring up a good point. I mean, Cleveland is pretty progressive. The people of Cleveland are pretty progressive. I think change takes a long time in Cleveland. I don't know. There's not a ton of resources, and a lot of our resources are being sent out, and a lot of our resources are spent on the police. I just heard a statistic that half of the city budget is spent on police, or safety, I should say, safety and policing. So I think it's probably a combination of things. Change is really slow.
It's still very racially divided too.
That's true. That is true.
I am really shocked to hear about Cleveland because
unfortunately,
I be hearing like it's like the spot, but then I'm hearing the opposite side. Like what's going on?
It never really. Cleveland had forced busing until about, I think it was 2000. And it never really recovered from racial segregation, the northern racial segregation. It never really recovered. I mean, there's more integration now than ever before because cities decided on their own. Some cities, like the one I live in, decided on their own to make diversity their mission. There are still some that is not a reality for them, and they don't care what you think.
Wow.
And it's tough to be a Black person or a Latino in certain areas. And so a lot of people just tend to congregate where they see other people who look like them because it's you're comfortable, you feel safer, you don't have to explain yourself. And so we do have Latino neighborhoods. We have Muslim neighborhoods, we have Jewish neighborhoods, we have Black neighborhoods, white. I mean, it's really like you could drive from city to city and see the difference. You could see the difference. And then there are places where, there's a lot more integration.
My neighborhood, I've got everybody in one, like on my street is fantastically diverse.
But it's because those places
that is going on in 2026 that kind of mindset still exists in 2026.
It's sad.
They had to be diligent about it. You really do have to work at it. And there's some people who, like you said, are just comfortable with the way things are. We do have, our district doesn't have any rural areas, but Ohio has a lot of rural towns and counties. And you're not changing nothing in those places.
Right. Because the same thing here in North Carolina. That's why I'm in North Carolina, and I'm seeing it. I even went to my mom's old town in Springfield, North Carolina, and it's the same. It has not grown. And she was born 1940, and it's like nothing is there. Wow. But thank you for answering my question.
Yeah, absolutely. That was a really good question, and you brought up a great point.
Thanks a lot.
It's really serious to even, to think about. And I can't believe it. I'm even asking the question. My mom would ask this question. Now I'm a mom.
Well, and unfortunately, under this administration, you're seeing a lot more of those same themes really penetrate through again. And I've had the privilege my entire life where maybe I thought things had gotten better. And maybe they hadn't, but I thought that things had started to get better and then got worse again under Trump. But I don't know, because I've lived under privilege my whole life.
Wow, that's interesting for you to admit that. That's you don't get a lot of people who say that.
Oh, absolutely.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's two, Ayana. That's two.
That you're
That's
the
two
second
tonight.
one we've had today.
Oh.
who has said that? Like, oh wow, what is happening in this country? People are waking up. I love it.
Yes. But thank you, Ayana. Thank you, Miss Cortney. Good luck. I love what I'm hearing. I wish I was in Ohio to vote for you, but obviously I'm in North Carolina.
Thank you
love it
so
in North
much.
Carolina.
Thank you.
Love North Carolina. Ain't nobody coming to Ohio. We just talked about this, Sianka.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Thank you, Sianka.
I was trying to lighten the
totally
mood
kidding.
up. Like, yeah, I'll come there. Yeah.
I'm totally kidding. Thank you,
I
Sianka.
know. Whee!
Ohio is a wonderful place, y'all. I've lived other places. I lived in Indiana and Michigan. There's nothing like Ohio except Indiana and Michigan.
Oh, gosh.
So I want to ask you one closing question because we are out of time. But if elected, when you're elected, rather, what core values would guide your decisions in Congress? And how will those values show up in your work for Ohio's 11th district?
My guiding principle in life is the golden rule. Treat others as you would like to be treated. So that's going to lead my decision in legislation. And I would take that approach in every bill that I would decide to sponsor or co-sponsor. How is this going to affect people? How is this going to affect my constituents? How is this going to affect our children and their children? Would I like that to affect me the same way? So that's a guiding principle that I take through my whole life. And could you repeat the question one more time? I want to make sure I'm being thorough.
What core values would guide your decisions in Congress?
Mhm.
And how will those values show up in your work? Which you answered. You did
Yeah,
answer
that's
that.
it. Yeah.
You did. So also, just 1 minute. One more minute, host. Please, don't kick me off. In 1 minute, why should voters in Ohio's 11th district trust you to represent them in Congress?
Absolutely. So I know I've said it a couple of times, but I am unbought, I'm unafraid, and I've got unwavering loyalty to the people only. I have no ulterior motive. I don't want to be a politician. I want to be a policymaker to benefit the working class, because that's what I am. That's what my entire family has been for generations. And that's what runs this nation. And it's time that we start to see the benefit of our hard work. And that's what I'm going to bring to the 11th district. I'm really going to work hard for the people who work hard.
All right. And where can the people find you online and support your campaign, Cortney?
You can find me at cortneyforcongress.org, and there's no U in Cortney. So Cortney with no U for congress.org. And you can find me at Cortney for Congress. Everything is basically Cortney for Congress. All of my handles for social media and cortneyforcongress.org.
Follow Cortney on social media. She is a riot. Listen, Cortney takes no nothing. No gruff, no snuff, no nothing. No BS, nothing. Okay? And I love it. I love that about you.
I'm a diamond in the rough. Oh, shucks.
But thank you so much for joining us this evening, Cortney. Thank you.
I'm so glad I finally made it.
Yes, you did. You made it. Woo!
Thank you for having me.
Confetti. We wish you luck in your race. Remind me of the date of the primary. So
the primary is May 5th. I won't be on the primary, but I just have to have my signatures turned in by then.
You have to have your signatures turned in by then.
And then I'll be on the general ballot in November.
General election ballot on November 3rd, 2026. Yes. Okay. So again, Cortney, thank you. You are running for House District 11, U.S. House District 11 in Ohio. Looking ahead to our next event, because we are here all the time. We have tomorrow, February 25th at 7 o'clock p.m., we will be hosting Shiloh Salazar, who is running for Texas House District 72. And I know I'm going to get this name wrong. I was supposed to practice this and I totally forgot. Litia Akaraya, who is running for Ohio's House District 56 at 9 o'clock p.m. So 2 House District candidates tomorrow. You're going to learn all about state elections, state House lawmaking, and all the fun stuff starting at 7 o'clock. Please join us tomorrow. Again, thank you to Ms. Cortney. Thank you to the audience, all of the questions, all of the people who came up, all of the likes and the shares and the love. And we love having you all here. I'm Ayana. This is OVC, Our Vote Counts, a nonpartisan movement uniting Americans from all walks of life, and we do mean all, to empower voters, support candidates of integrity like Cortney, and ensure every voice is heard. Through education, outreach, accountability, and action, we're building a stronger democracy, one informed vote at a time. And if, Cortney, I forgot. Oh, please. My brain, where is my brain? We are having candidate roundtables in March 1st, March 15th, March 29th. This will be great for someone who has a later primary or who just will be on the general election ballot. So you can come by and let the people know how your campaign is going and your thoughts on some issues. Our first one will be March 1st, which is this Sunday. I don't know if you can make that one, but if you can, we'll have somebody reach out to you and make sure to get you in. I will be hosting that one, God willing.
I might just have to come.
Yeah. But if you can't make that one, we do have March 15th and March 29th. They're all at 3 o'clock, and we just have a bunch of candidates sit around and talk about different issues and how their campaigning is going and funding and share resources with each other. And it's a good time. So if you can make it, let us know. We'll be reaching out to you also. Also, what else am I forgetting? Oh, Texas and all the other states. Next week is your primary. So please vote in the primary. But also, if you want to do what I'm doing, right? If you are someone who thinks you can talk to a political candidate for nearly 2 hours, if you think you can do that, DM us. We got a lot of town halls coming up, and we need more hands. We need more hands on the deck, honey. You see these? There's just 2. We need like 20. We need 20 more on deck. So please send us a DM if you are interested. We train you, we provide all the training, and we have wonderful researchers who come up with all the questions. So you don't even really have to do anything except look pretty. But again, thank you for joining us. Remember, your vote is your power. Our vote counts out. Have a good night, everyone. Bye.
Bye. Thank you.